Hello, I'm Azai. Welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. I just came back from a short break, just gave myself some glass of milk, and then I thought, yeah, I still have some time, so why not play some more Grisaia? Last time we left off with the girls kind of giving their blessing towards Amane and Yuji's relationship, well, except for Michiru. Though I did think that Michiru's worries were justified. And like I said, I'm starting to remember the reason why I do dislike Amane. But yeah, we'll see as the story goes. But I do remember why I dislike her though. Alright, let us continue, shall we? I still haven't edited the last video. Editing the video takes like so much power in my computer. I really want to make a new computer, but I think that's not gonna be until 2024. So about a year and a half from now. Saving up the money, and new parts are probably gonna be rolling out pretty soon. Or by the time I'm building it. I think I'm actually gonna be making an AMD PC, but we'll see. Right now I'm using Intel. Seems that my relationship with Amane was ultimately approved by a majority vote of our peers. I guess we're now entitled to print officially authorized couple on our business cards or whatever. But apparently this victory came at something of a price. Soon after the announcement, Makina was pointlessly jumping into my lap, and Sachi kept slowly wandering around sweeping the floor in front of me, shooting glances in my direction and twitching her head strangely. As far as that goes though, it seems clear enough they've made some backroom bargain with Amane in exchange for their approval. The one I really don't understand is Michiru. I have no idea how she got the idea into her head, but she keeps sidling up to me, whispering KGB or CIA or FSB, then glaring at me as if hoping for some kind of reaction. Seems the girl's gotten curious about my true colors for some reason. But she's essentially just shouting random acronyms that she barely even seems to understand, then shaking her head in disappointment at my bemused expression. Of course, at one point she blurted Nakano, is it Nakano? In my ear, which really isn't too far off, gave me a bit of a start. Moral of the story being, you've got to watch your step around that pseudo tsundere. She may be an idiot, but she's got intuition. Yeah, I was just about to go running. You need something? What? Why?
ほら、よくあるじゃん。寝起きの悪い男の子。朝だよみたいな感じで起こすお姉さんキャラ。なんかそんなのやってみたいなってちょっと思っただけ。
I don't think that's the big sis character. It's not usually the... what is it? The childhood friend character, Amane? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not what you would call a sleepyhead. I wake up every morning at the same time, like clockwork. I do myself too. I wake up at sharply 4:30, sometimes a bit earlier. Well, I wake up multiple times during the night because I gotta pee. But when the clock strikes 4:30, that's when I wake up fully to eat, and then I sleep again before I do my morning Zwift session, which is biking indoors on a trainer.
チェ、なんだ、残念だな。
Yeah, guess it does. In any case, I'm going to head out now.
嘘。
What the hell is wahey? I'm completely serious. It's time for my running.
いや、そうじゃなくてね。ほら、私、彼女。
Why are you repeating yourself? Am I missing something important here?
とっても大切。いい？彼女である私がだよ。残念だなとか、朝起こしに来たお姉さんプレイしたいなとか言ってんだよ。そういう時ってさ、普通ね。そうか、じゃあ明日は少し寝坊でもしてやるかみたいな、なんかそういう彼女サービス、そんな感じのやつがあったりするんじゃないのかな。
Not at present.
じゃあ これからはある？
Let me think about that one. Bye.
待って！
Unhand me, woman. You're going to stretch my running suit. You seem to be rather displeased about something.
そうです。ご覧の通り不満です。
Amane, here's an interesting fact you may not be aware of. When comparing rats raised in luxury and rats exposed to moderate stress and frustration, the group with the lower rate of cancer occurrence was actually...
私ネズミじゃないもん。
No, I suppose not.
それにちょっとぐらいわがまま言っても許されるぐらいには頑張ってるもの。
Yeah, true enough. You do work hard, Amane.
でしょ？でね、そんな私にさ、何のご褒美もなしで、じゃあ俺走りに行くからってどうなのかな？私は今この場で泣き出すべき？
I entirely understand your point. Very well. We'll do it tomorrow.
明日？
That's right, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. A favorite phrase employed by harried mothers at the candy aisle of the supermarket. That said, those who do so with the thought, we're dealing with a child here, they'll probably have forgotten about it by tomorrow, are incompetent parents at best. I do agree, but there's also a lot of those parents, sadly, Yuji. My sister being one of them, sad to say. She's getting better now, but she used to say that shit all the time. Of course, those who conclude instead they're just asking for a 100 yen cake might as well buy it now to shut them up, are outright failures. The truly first-class long-term mothering strategists deliberately make use of their child's minor demand, instituting this one-day waiting period in order to teach them patience. One day of patience, after that, it'll be yours as long as you still want it. It may be a cheap 100 yen candy bar, but it's not going to drop into your hand just because you beg for it. That's a very meaningful lesson. If you buy the sweet right away in an exasperated attempt to stop your kid from whining, you're just giving them the impression that whining gets me whatever I want. Very true? And as a consequence, that child's temper tantrums will slowly but surely escalate to demands for more expensive items, on the theory that it's worth a shot. And it's actually going to have longer effects, or lasting effects, especially when they get older. Unless you treat your child or educate your child correctly, they're gonna become failures in the future, man. Yes, tomorrow. The words may seem casual, but there's a valuable truth embedded within them, one that's applicable to almost everything in life. Those who internalize that lesson are slightly better for it. Tomorrow morning, you can come wake me up sometime before 5 a.m. If I were to immediately fulfill Amane's request, there's no doubt she'd soon be pushing more troublesome demands on me. There should be a reasonable point of compromise.
明日か。
That's right. I'm not going back to bed today. But tomorrow, even if I do wake up, I'll lay there pretending until you arrive. What do you say?
わかった。じゃあ明日ね。約束だよ。
Yeah, fine by me. After receiving my approval, Amane leaves the room, humming happily. Tomorrow it will be. What exceptionally optimistic words, as if there's no doubt tomorrow will come. I see. Under these circumstances, it's reasonably safe to make that assumption. It's easy to forget at times, but the normal world is a truly wonderful place. I mean, most people don't really fear for their lives every single day, Yuji. Most people, I say. There are people like that, of course. The next day, I selected sculpture for my afternoon elective class. In other words, it's a lesson in constructing three-dimensional works of fine art by cutting, gluing, whittling, and shaping a wide variety of raw materials. To be honest, I don't have any special interest in this particular form of artistic expression. But there weren't any other lessons that strongly appealed to me today, and as I was ruminating over my decision, Makina urged me to join her for her favorite class, so here I am. The instructor is Professor Matsuyama Minoru from a fine arts university in Fukuoka, an accomplished 72-year-old artist. Makina, who for some reason gets along very well with the elderly, tells me she always looks forward to his class. Today, our material is stone clay. We haven't given any particular theme. Our only direction was make whatever you feel like. Exactly the sort of vague request where your artistic sensibilities are paramount. The participants are myself and Makina, as well as Sachi and Michiru, for a total of 4. As the good-natured old professor offers his freewheeling words of advice in a gentle tone of voice, we net the clay as our whims direct us. With a solemn grunt, I stroke my chin with fingers dyed white from clay dust. I chose the animal kingdom as my general theme, specifically deciding to convey the lively motion of a galloping? I think it's galloping, right? Galloping steed, but the horse that emerges from my lump of clay is a clumsy, unattractive thing, conveying nothing but awkward, lifeless artificiality.
風見くんはアニメーションを見るかな?
I mean, I'm playing some animation right now, Matsuyama. Animation, sir. As I'm addressing a senior educator rich in experience and accomplishment, I consciously keep my tone somewhat formal.
そう、要はパラパラ漫画だよ。ほら、教科書や帳面の隅に書いたりしたことはないかね?
I'm afraid such things weren't a major component of my personal experience as a student, Professor. According to Mr. Matsuyama, to convey a sense of motion, you have to think 2 frames back in the sequence. If you work while picturing the somewhat unstable position 2 frames before the pose you're attempting to depict, apparently the work will turn out much more dynamic. Although I unfortunately grew up without much in the way of exposure to flipbooks, I eventually hit on an appropriate temporal analog. The beat between pulling the trigger and impact of your bullet on a 400-meter shooting range. And when I consciously consider the moment before while reshaping my sculpture, the result is unrecognizably lively. It's still not technically skillful work. There's a definite sense of motion. 50 years of devotion to a single branch of the fine arts. Mr. Matsuyama likes to belittle himself. Cut it out with the professor stuff. I'm worthless at anything but sculpture. My teacher used to say the same thing when I was in high school. He always belittle himself too, like, I'm just a teacher. You guys are the one that's gonna be like politicians in the future, maybe someone who's super rich. He always talks like that. He himself was a pretty good math teacher though. But no matter how limited the breadth of his expertise, that brief glimpse of its depth genuinely impressed me. For some time, everyone had been silently and intently focusing on their work. In an apparent attempt to induce a group heart attack, Makina's wild shriek shatters the calm.
ちょっと、うるさいわよ。少しは静かにできないの、あんたは。ごめんよ。
As a typical squabble breaks out, Professor Matsuyama stands gingerly from his chair, walking toward the group. He gazes at Makina's sculpture with the peaceful eyes of a man affectionately admiring the work of his grandchild.
君は本当に榊くんが好きだね。
へへへ、多分ね、ユミちゃんの胸像を作らせたら、私が日本一なのよ。ほら、見て。今回のテーマはクーデレなのよ。正面から見れば機嫌が悪そうに見えるいつものユミちゃん。でもね、こうして斜めから見るとまつげを伏せたどこか憂いのあるデレ顔になるのよさ。名付けてザ・クーデレ・オブ・フォーチュン榊由美子、1980円。
Man, for a figure that's actually quite cheap, I have a Yumiko figure and that one costs like, I don't know, if I remember right, I think it was about $100. The one with the bunny figure?
安っ！由美子安っ！
Yeah, see, even Michiru is saying it's cheap.
確かに少し安いかもしれませんね。
It's certainly pragmatic to slap a price tag on your art. But from what I hear, Makina once put up a Sakaki-themed wood carving of hers entitled Greenhouse Flower for auction as a joke. And it seems the winning bid was a full 78,000 yen. For a piece of art created by a mere student, a price you could comfortably describe as extraordinary.
マキちゃんという人間を知っていれば、その意外性からももう少し値がついても良いかと思います。
The element of surprise, eh? True enough, many of Makina's sculptures possess a subtle, refined grace you'd never for a minute expect someone with her demented personality to be capable of producing. And on the opposite extreme, others demonstrate such bold, forceful energy that it's hard to believe they're the work of a childish, small-statured girl. For example, Makina's maiden work, a pumice statue named Sakaki Yumiko Rising, completed soon after her arrival at Nahama Academy, is still stowed away in our art warehouse, available for viewing at any time. And it's a genuinely overpowering sculpture, a fiercely wrought work that conveys an inner fire of determination burning inside its subject. Well, your art criticism seems pretty respectable, but what are you making, Sachi?
はい、私はもちろんサメさんです。またサメ？あんたって本当にサメが好きよね。サメのどこがそんなにいいわけ？
I'm not sure, but after years of knowing Sachi Michiru, I also have some sweet spot for sharks. There is actually a shark, like quite a big shark cushion in IKEA. I'm kind of contemplating whether to buy that or not. It's like 35 bucks or something. I mean, I bought a Digimon one for 50 bucks. And this one is much bigger for 35. I don't see why I shouldn't.
どこがと聞かれましても説明に窮しますが、強いて言うなら神がもたらした機能美とでも言いましょうか。海のハンターとして一切の無駄のないデザイン。すべてに意味がある美しさとでも言いましょうか。その隙のなさに魅力を感じます。風見さんはお馬さんですね。やはりお馬さんが持つポテンシャルデザイン的なものに憧れが？
Well, good question actually. Why did I pick a horse? I wonder what I would pick if I were to make a sculpture. I don't know, nothing really comes to mind. Probably something to do with water for some weird reason. Probably the result of an unconscious thought. If I'm going to make a statue, it might as well be something with some dignity. From time immemorial, the horse has been regarded as a noble beast. It's said that back in the days when a soldier received 15 thousandths of a yen when pressed into military service, the army compensated a full 1,000 yen for every horse commandeered. The lives of men were as valuable as scraps of paper. Even a broken down old nag was worth 1,000 yen. I've thought about that. Sometimes. Guess I've impressed the idea that horses are big earners on my subconscious. A horse is worth something, has some nobility. I don't have any other reason. The words feel outright pathetic. I assume that's like word. The words feel outright pathetic coming out of my mouth. Something like self-pity wells up inside me. Searching for a change of topic, my eyes find a suitable distraction in Michiru's sculpture. So Michiru, how about you? Wait. What is this thing even supposed to be? I directed my attention to her sculpture like a man lunging for a life preserver, only to find that I'm clinging to a bizarre, avant-garde object of bewildering visual impact. I'm at a loss for words.
あ、わかった。南部せんべい？岩手名産の道の小造形なのよさ。名付けてロックハンドアートなのよ。
That was definitely a wordplay in Japanese that just went over my head. Sorry, Makina.
違うよ、マキちゃん。ほら、よく見るとちゃんと手足と尻尾があるよ。ヤッツァの家の玄関マットですよね、ミチル様。
No, it's a pufferfish, isn't it? I think I saw something like this in an aquarium once.
なんでフグに手足が生えてんのよさ。
Hey, Fugumon actually is a thing, okay? I am a Digimon fan, so I know for a fact that Fugumon has arms and legs. Can't say for sure, but maybe it's something like that tuna fish man character. Okay, maybe he doesn't have legs, but he has arms for sure. If I remember right. It's been quite a while since I see that Ugumon guy. Back when I was still playing my Digimon World DS. That was like 15 years ago, Jesus.
それってつまり
Wait, really? 15 years ago? Oh my god, I'm old. Damn, yeah, I'm 25. Yowza.
ああもうなんで私がそんなわけのわかんないものを作るのよっていうか勝手に新キャラを作るな
No, maybe it's shaped more like a flounder. Yeah, the head's on the left side of the body, not the center. It must be a flatfish man. Right, Michiru?
だから犬だって言ってんでしょうがちゃんと聞きな
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Michiru.
犬マンマンいらないから普通の犬だから怪人じゃないから
I see. A dog. Wait, a dog? Well, you made the thing, so I guess I'll have to take your word for it. Now that I know that, it does almost look like one. Sort of. Not really. Why is that?
なぜだとか私に聞くなどっからどう見ても犬じゃないのよほら犬チルチルはあれな立体把握能力がちょっと残念な感じなみちる様私は最初から犬だと分かっていましたよほらワンワンってあんた最初ヤクザのような敷物とか言ってなかったっていうか首んとこ持って無理やりワンワンってしないでもげちゃうからあもげちゃったし大丈夫ですこうやってもう一度くっつければはいああそっちはお尻だってばお尻に顔くっつけちゃダメでしょ平気なのよさこうして尻尾をブチッともぎ取って頭にペトッとつければなギャーもうなんだかどんどんわけのわからないものに
What a fearful sight. Right now, before my very eyes, a hell beast never before known to man has taken shape.
ちょっとユージあんたこの二人を止めなさいよ
Why would I?
なぜだじゃないでしょう俺がいないんだからこの二人の暴走を止めるのはあんたの仕事なんじゃないの
This may be somewhat cowardly of me, but I only have one answer.
何よ
Your request lies outside my area of expertise.
助けてあまねま
Do they really have to do that stupid echo? People who say they're worthless at anything other than their specialty are, as a general rule, perfectly adaptable and competent individuals. Their false humility has its purpose, though. It allows them to brush aside the dull and troublesome things in life with the convenient phrase, "That's not my field." True enough. As her classmates' bitter cry dissolved vainly in the muggy air, the perfectly oblivious Suo Imane was aimlessly whiling away an afternoon free of academic responsibilities. Driven to the air-conditioned dorm lounge by the powerful afternoon sun, Sakaki Yumiko rests her chin in her hands listlessly, absorbed in some foreign book, in the original language. And by her side, Amani leans forward in a similar position of languorous boredom, thumbing through a magazine. Apart from the low hum of the air conditioner, the whisper of their pages turning is the only sound. In the end, this peaceful atmosphere is irreparably shattered by a perfectly casual question.
ねえ榊さんってフェラチオをしたことあるびっくりするぐらい唐突ね急にどうしたという
I'm surprised she's not that angry. Good job keeping your calm in that situation, Yumiko.
いやさ榊さんっていろいろなこと知ってるし聞いてみようかなって残念だけどそれは専門外よそれってだからフェラチオ私今榊さんにフェラチオって言わせちゃったよっ ていうか普通に言うんだそういうこと。ねえチンポって言ってみてよ。
What is wrong with these people?
言うわけないでしょ。怒った。まあだよね。あなたのそういうところイリスさんに伝染してるわよ。気をつけた方がいいんじゃなくて。
I have a feeling you're right, Yumiko.
まあ分かっちゃいるんだけど、ほら私一応巨乳のピッチキャラで通ってるしね。今さらやめられないっていうか。
くだらないわね。だいたいあなたさっきから何を読んでいたの？
ああこれね。これはほら過剰な露出とセックスを売りにした肉食系女子必見のティーンズファッション誌タイガーガールだよ。
That's such a garbage magazine. Jesus Christ, Amane.
エロ本じゃない。
Wait, I have a feeling that Sakaki sounds very low. Is her voice like low for some reason? No. Kinda weird. Sakaki's voice is super low. Alright, guess that's fine, huh?
ファッション誌だってば。っていうかエロ本って言うな。せめてエロ本って言ってよ。なんか大阪なおばちゃん臭いよ。
どうでもいいわよ。
あれ興味ないかな。今月の特集は装飾系男子食いまくり特集だよ。
興味ないわ。
そう？ほらほらここ見て。装飾野郎もフル勃起鬼モテフェラティク講座って書いてあるよ。鬼モテだよ。鬼のようにモテモテなんだよ。
God, you read such useless piece of shit, Amane.
鬼とか見たことないけどすごくない？
何がどうすごいのかさっぱりだわ。
あ、そう？じゃあ少し読んであげるね。なになに？朝フェラは男のロマンであるってタイトルの読者投稿ね。
My God, who made these articles, Amane? These are clearly aimed at like teenagers who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess teenage guys do dream of that. Yes, I don't know. It's so weird though.
美人が3日で飽きられてしまう原因はフェラをしないからだよ。
Sure, whatever, Amane.
恥ずかしがってちょろちょろ舐めてるだけなんて気ざったらしいフェラしてたらそりゃ飽きられて当然じゃん。男は何にもしてくれない美人より何でもしてくれるブスを選ぶんだよ。つまりフェラさえしてれば鬼 OK。 特に朝フェラがおすすめ。フェラが嫌いな男子なんていないよ。いやマジでマジで。
Thank you, Yumiko. That's exactly my face right now.
そりゃね、フェラなんか気持ち悪いって思うのはわかるけど、それってお子ちゃまの証拠だよ。大人になれば自然と好きになるんだよ。
Give me back Natsumi, damn you, Amane. Your voice. Damn you. Give me back Natsumi. She's not the bitch like you.
私だって子供の頃はあんなに嫌いだったピーマンが今は大好物だし、似たような感じじゃね。もうね、がっぷりとキューッみたいな顔して吸い付いとけ。
The hell does that even mean?
ヒューザ
Wait, is that like a Gundam?
なんだろうね。よくわかんないけど、この投稿者の子はフェラ顔がキューッに似てるって言われたんだろうね。まあそんなのはどうでもいいんだけど。
Yeah, I'm guessing that's a Gundam reference. I don't watch Gundam though, so I could be wrong.
どうでもいいならなぜ読んで聞かせるのよ。
いやそうじゃなくてさ、よくわかんないけど、とにかく美人は3日で飽きられるからとりあえず吸っとけってことだよね。
Why are you reading this, Amane? Jesus Christ.
まあよくわからないけど、そういうことなんじゃないかしら。
つまり私は思うわけよ。これは私も吸わねばなるまいとね。
何かおかしな方向に気合を高めていっているような気がするのは私だけかしら。
だってほら私美人だから。
あえて強く否定はしないけれど、 その強気な態度の根拠がどこから来るのか不思議でならないわ。
榊さん、私吸うよ。
そう、これは余計なおせっかいかもしれないけれど、引っこ抜けない程度に吸ってあげて。
引っこ抜けるものなのかな。
I don't think so, Mane.
さあ、私は吸ったことないし知らないわよ。
とにかくちぎっては吸い、ちぎっては吸い、頑張るよ。
ちぎっちゃダメなんじゃ。
これは気合の問題なのよ。フンス。
分かったわ。止めるだけ無駄なのね。もうお好きになさいな。
Yeah, I think for the next couple of episodes, you guys are gonna be filled to the brim with some H scene with Amane. I was looking at the extra scenes and I saw that Amane actually has 4 H scenes in comparison to everyone else. Surprisingly though, Sachi also has 4, which really took me by surprise.
任せて。というわけで、気力体力ともに充実させるために今日は早く寝ます。
まだお昼過ぎよ。ねえ、聞いてる？
I think she's just bored, Yumiko.
聞いてないわね。そう、まあいいけど、どうしよう。あの子本気で吸う気だわ。何かこう脇の下にじっとりとした嫌な汗が出てくるほどの気合を感じる。
I'll carry off the naughty kids.
運んじゃうおじさんに運ばれちゃう。いけません、風見さん。そんな風に頭を両手で抱えて持ち上げたらマキちゃんの首が取れてしまいますよ。
Yeah, that is pretty dangerous, Yuji.
なんだ、首が引っこ抜けたらケツにひっつけりゃいいじゃないのよ。チルチルの作ったキメラみたいになっちゃう。キメラ言うな。あれは犬なの。つか勝手にキメラにしたのはあんたたちでしょが。
騒がしいのが戻ってきたわね。
どうしたの、ユミちゃん。一人？あまねえわ。
スオーさんなら今日はもう寝るって部屋に戻ったわよ。
はい。だってまだおやつ前なのよ。病気なの？
かもしれないわね。何色の救急車を呼べばいいのかわからないけれど。
マキちゃん、おやつなら私が用意しようか。
Yes, please. Make me some muffins, Sachi.
だったらあれがいい。イガイガしたホットケーキ、蜂蜜とアイスクリーム乗せて食べるやつ。
Ooh, pancakes also sound delicious, Michiru. I actually eat pancakes quite often.
イガイガ？ベルギーワッフルのことでしょうか。
Oh, well, that's a different thing entirely.
そう、それ。マキちゃんもそれでいいかな。おう、私もそれがいい。はみちつたっぷりで。もう一度。はちみつたっぷりで。だよね。びっくりした。膣がはみ出したら大変なことになるよ。
I don't know what she's supposed to say there. Raw cherry? What? What is that in Japanese, damn it?
どういう状態よ、はみつつって。しかもたっぷりって。
聞いているだけで耳が腐りそうな会話ね。
Well, better idiotic and cheerful than sullen and depressed, right? I agree with that. More importantly, is Amani sick? If she's feeling poorly, I should probably pay her a visit. Unless there are some feminine problems involved that would make it a bad idea.
女の都合は関係ないわ。あれはただ頭の中が桃色になっているだけでしょうし。
Okay, I don't really get it, but you're telling me I don't need to be concerned?
少しは気にした方がいいわよ。あなた、狙われているわ。
Targeted? By who?
スオーさんに。
I see.
そうかって、それだけ？
I'm used to being targeted. It's not a problem.
まあいいわ。好きになさいな。
あれ？ユミちゃん、おやつ食べないの？
ええ、せっかくだけど 私も少し疲れたわ。部屋に戻らせてちょうだい。
そうか、残念な。じゃあこれあげるのよ。
それは
今日の造形の時間に作ったのよさ。その名もザ・クーデレ・オブ・フォーチュン榊由美子、1980円。
値段までがタイトルなのね。というかあなた、また私を勝手にモデルにして。前から聞こうと思っていたのだけれど、どうして私なの？
だって一番簡単な顔してっから。
You're not supposed to say that, Makina.
聞くんじゃなかった。
由美ちゃん描き歌もあるけど聞く？
聞きません。
おい、なんだよ。せめて聞いてから怒れよ。
You know, Makina, weren't your character supposed to be the shy and pure type? Man, whatever happened to that? If you're that insistent, I'll listen to it in her stead.
そうかい？はい、ほんじゃ紙とペン持って。いい？歌うのよ。大きな卵がありまして、卵の真ん中に丸書いてブス、丸書いてブス。
What the fuck is wrong with you, Makina?
ぶっ殺すわよ。お待ちなさい。
Amani is up to something. I had a rough idea of that after our negotiation this morning, but it seems she's definitely got something planned for tomorrow. But if it's just more of her big sister role-playing, I don't have any objections to going along with it.
甘いわよ。
Oh, I thought that they actually skipped the her waking up Yuji part because it set the next day, but I guess it was still the day after Yuji went running. She may be older than me, but Imani is just as inexperienced in love. Much as she tries to play the slut, she's probably harboring some innocent interest in the usual romantic cliches. In that case, I'll answer the call. Yes, I have no intent of running away from my obligations in this matter.
ダメ！逃げて！早く逃げて！
You okay, Sachi?
引っこ抜けちゃう！
Okay, I can't even think straight. Will you people shut up already? I underestimated her. I should have fled while I still had the chance. I would know true regret the very next morning. Yep, I'm guessing it's gonna be a sex scene. You guys are gonna be enjoying this in Patreon. You guys on YouTube, though, are gonna be seeing lots of cut stuff. That's for sure. 4:30! God damn!
夏のこの時期、日の出は早く、外はすでに明るくなっている。
Just know, guys, if you hear this music, this is the sex scene music. In Makina's case, it was actually very heartwarming, like I said. But I guess they really just want to stick with humors for Amani. On the sex scenes, anyway.
ユージは毎朝5時には目を覚ます。正確には4時45分には半覚醒状態に入り、15分かけてゆっくりと目を覚ますパターンが多いと言っていた。
Oh, really? He actually wakes up later than me. Surprising.
現在時刻は午前4時30分。さすがにこの時間ならまだ眠っているはず。
I wish they colored, sky still dark. This is basically 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., sorry.
おはようございます。意図的に潜めた声はユージが目覚めていた時のためのフェイルセーフだ。もしここで迂闊にも起こしてしまえば、私の計画のすべては水泡に帰すこととなるだろう。我ながらバカバカしいことを思いついたものだと探索しつつも、私は静かにベッドに近づく。よく寝ているね。いい子だよ。なるほど。こうして死んだように眠る寝顔にはいささかの既視感がある。変なところまで似ているのだなと思えば笑い出しそうになるけれど、ここはぐっと我慢する。さてと、それじゃちょっと失礼してお邪魔します。ベッドの上、 いかにも体温が低そうに眠るユージの横、かけられた薄い毛布の中に潜り込む。まだ肌寒くも感じる朝の静謐な空気の中、身を滑り込ませた毛布のぬくもりを心地よく感じると同時に、男の甘く濃厚な体臭を鼻に感じて、頭が少しクラクラとし始める。ユージの匂いだ。
Damn you sniffers.
嗅ぎ慣れたマキナの南国果実のような甘い体臭とはまた違う刺激的で危険な甘い匂い。代謝の激しい若い男の体臭なんていい匂いのわけはないし、自分でも少し異常だと分かっていても、つい鼻をこすりつけて匂いを嗅いでしまう。
You're just weird, Amane.
いいも悪いもなく、これが風見裕二という男の匂いだと思うと、ずっと嗅いでいたいとそう思ってしまう。昔からよく聞く話では、好きになってしまえば相手のどんなとこも好ましく思えるようになるという。
Which I don't fully agree.
私はこの男を本当に好きになってしまったのだろうか。
Didn't you say you were?
まあそれはそれで構わない。私にはこの男が必要なのは変わらない。
Damn you, this is why I hate you, Amane.
じゃあユージ、お姉ちゃんがフェラチオしてあげるね。さらに身を潜らせた毛布の中で体臭がますます濃くなってくる。下着を持ち上げるようにして隆起した膨らみに手を伸ばすと、自然にごくりと喉が鳴る。こんなこと普通の女の子はしてくれないよ。私だからしてあげるんだよ。下着に手をかけ静かに引き下ろそうとするが、あれが引っかかってうまくいかない。
Shut up, Amane.
もう引っかかってるって。少しお尻上げてくんないかな。ちょっと。腰の後ろに手を回し、ぐっと引き寄せるようにして持ち上げると、硬く尖った棒状のものが私の頬にうにゅっと触れる。
Is this the part where it's not gonna be shown on YouTube?
これちょっと屈辱的。
I guess not yet. Tiny bit more, probably.
ブガすごい匂い。鼻直でもろかぎ、頭がおかしくなりそう。確かに本にはすごいエッチな匂いがするって書いてあったけど、そっか、これがそのエッチな匂いなんだ。これはやばいぞ。いつまでも嗅いでいられる。
God, she's like an animal in heat.
匂いだけで満足してちゃダメよね。フェラだフェラ、フェラチオをしよう。しょっと。吐いてた。息苦しかったでちゅか。っていうか、あれなんかでかくない？いや、知ってるよ。男の人はさ、あれなんでしょ？朝とか大きくなるって本に書いてあったし、そりゃ知ってるけどもね。でもこれはちょっと本当にこんなのが私の中に入ったんだ。なんか改めてびっくりした感じ。
You know, before we did have sex, you were giving him a hand job, right, Amane? So you kind of know just how big it should be.
よし、とりあえず握るか。やっぱなんか前に握った時より大きくなっているような。あれかな、若いから成長期なのかな。
I don't think you can get a growth spurt on your dick, but I'm not exactly too sure. I don't think mine actually grew throughout the years. I mean, I don't know though. I don't measure my dick size.
まあいいや。それより問題はこれ口に入るのかね。とりあえず加えてみりゃわかるか。それじゃあちょっと失礼していただきます。
Yeah, this is for sure gonna be the end for you guys on YouTube.
なんだ、意外とすっぽり入るじゃん。っていうか、口の中いっぱいになっちゃったけど、なんかぴったりサイズ？まるで私のためにあるチッチンみたい。
Amane, your head is messed up, man.
でも逆かな。このチッチンのために私の口があるのかも。
Damn you, girl. Should still be okay for now.
すごい。私の唾と混ざっていやらしい匂いがプンプンする。それになんか先っぽからヌルヌルしたの出てきた。なんだろう。なんかすごくエッチな味。嫌いじゃないかも。さあ、ウッドエレメンタルじゃない？
Lame woman.
はい、綺麗になったよ。お疲れ様でした。
Damn you, Amane. What is wrong with you? Indeed, what do I owe you?
彼氏なんだから、もちろんただよ。ただでいつでもしてあげちゃう。嬉しいでしょ？
Yeah, I'm about to weep from joy.
私が彼女になってよかったでしょ？
Feels less like we're dating and more like I'm being repeatedly molested. Sakaki did give me a vague warning, but I didn't expect such an aggressive sneak attack.
榊さんが？なんで？
I'm assuming you said something to her about this. She told me I was being targeted yesterday.
あ、そうなんだ。
I figured it wouldn't be anything big, but clearly I underestimated you. Caught me totally off my guard. It said that an American radar installation picked up the incoming attack on Pearl Harbor an hour in advance, but negligently concluded, please, that can't possibly be right, magnifying the eventual damage. Really? I don't know if this is true or not. If true, wow, that's really stupid of them. Today, I was equally lax, and I too paid a heavy price. That said, since I was awake from the instant Amane entered the room and let her do as she pleased, I don't think an outraged declaration of war would be justifiable. And ridiculous as these hormone-addled antics may be, as someone who may well screw up at work one day and never come back, it's hard to get angry about such minor indignities. I don't know if I said this, but she took a picture after giving the blowjob. So yeah, that's a TLDR version for you guys at YouTube. That wasn't that long though. It was probably a 15-minute to 20-minute scene. Surprisingly not that long. I knew early on that Amane had a fairly easygoing attitude towards sex. Her words made it clear enough, but that habit of calmly popping up in front of me completely nude really drove the point home. And that sizable body had curves in all the right places, an undeniable feast for the eyes of any heterosexual man. I don't know, my type is kind of weird. I think Amane is definitely too big. But then again, I am a very small person, so huge women or huge people in general, I feel like they're not really... If I stand next to one, basically it would contrast my height very much, and it'd probably look awkward for the most part. Despite her dinosaur-like proportions, she's not a rough or crud Tyrannosaurus woman. Quite the opposite. She's highly precise. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic cable. Startlingly thoughtful, and an all-purpose housework machine with particular talent in the kitchen. Her personality is frank and outspoken in a good way. She tells me honestly what she's thinking, making communication surprisingly painless. But that courageous front sometimes gives way to timidity. When the girl gets carried away, deliver a brief, firm scolding, and she'll shrink in sorrow like an apologetic dog. You can practically see her tail drooping between her legs. When she looks up at me with her best puppy dog eyes and mumbles, I'm sorry, with that submissive expression on her face, it's impossible to maintain my anger, however well justified. You're getting soft, Yuji. In the end, I can't help but mutter, alright, as long as you've got the message, and not in forgiveness. The girl's talent for emotional manipulation is downright fearsome.
お昼だよ。お弁当にしよう。今日はね、この前ユージが美味しいって言ってたお豆腐のハンバーグだぞ。
You don't play fair, woman.
何よ急に。
Don't think you can ensnare me so easily in this little honey trap of yours. I'm wise to you.
え、道楽？ごめん、意味わかんない。
By means of her culinary persuasion, she's insidiously grabbed hold of my stomach. Not to mention that since our relationship went public, she's become even more aggressively clingy than before. On top of which, she's taking her slut role-playing to the next level, periodically whispering "free puss at any time, available upon request" in my ear. To be frank, she's gotten a pretty good hold on my balls too. At this rate, I'm seriously going to end up unable to live without this woman. If she does end up becoming an essential part of my life, what should I do about it? Premature as it may be, if I'm considering what would be best for Amane, it's probably worth thinking about the possibility of an eventual marriage. As a general rule, planning your wedding while still a student is embarrassingly naive at best. As adolescent foolishness goes, it's right up there with confidently sending out your anguished poetry to literary journals. That said, a man owes his woman clearly defined intentions. Coasting along indecisively is the coward's way out. I do feel guilty about the prospect of creating someone who'll have to mourn my death, but if I'm serious about marrying Amane, the biggest problem isn't emotional, it's purely practical. Namely, there's my job. In my workplace, making a trivial mistake at the wrong time can mean dying in a ditch with all the dignity of some anonymous stray dog hit by a car. Most of all, it's an occupation that doesn't bear explaining to others. Say Amane takes me to meet her parents. Exactly what am I supposed to tell them? I mean, if I wanted to, I'm pretty sure I could have some plausible, convenient workplace assigned to me as camouflage. But that would be a betrayal of Amane and her family. In other words, I have to quit. Since my 2-year training period in America, I've already spent 2.5 years as a regular in Japan. At some point, I even rose up the ladder to acting squad leader. But there's still a good year and a half left in my designated field term. And even when that runs out, it won't exactly be, "Okay then, thanks for everything. Good luck out there." The color is not coming off that easy. At best, I'll be a permanent reserve, subject to emergency call-ups whenever the company deems my presence necessary. And 10 days a year, I'd be obligated to participate in a training camp for the purpose of maintaining fitness. In short, these chains don't come off until I'm dead. My life's just full of problems.
風見さんではありませんか。こんな場所でどうかされましたか。何かお困りのことでも。
Oh, Sachi. No, it's nothing. Just stressing myself out with some vague anxieties about the future.
将来への不安ですか。
Nothing you need to be concerned about. It's only natural for young people to worry themselves over such things from time to time.
はい、わかるような気もします。
So, what are you doing out here yourself, Sachi? Lessons over already?
はい、これから私は自治会のお手伝いがあって外出するところです。
Community service, is it? Very admirable.
あまねさんは一緒ではないのですか？
Nope. I mean, it would be a little pathetic if I was constantly carrying her around like some toddler's ragged security blanket.
あ、いえ、他意のある質問をしたつもりではないのですが、風見さん、この後は何かご予定は？
No, none in particular.
でしたら、私と一緒に自治会のお手伝いに参加していただけないでしょうか？
I suppose I might be, but what would I need to do?
はい、今日は地元の少年サッカーのチームが試合をするので、そのサポートです。
Oh, as like the manager? As in waving a flag around and cheering?
いえ、要は監督と言いますか、子供たちが安全に試合ができるように配慮して、怪我人が出たりした場合は手当てをしたりします。
I see. And why was that job left to Sachi in the first place? She informs me that the chairman of Mishima Cape's neighborhood council is an acquaintance of hers, and passes on requests like these every once in a while. In a way, it feels like they're taking advantage of Sachi's pathologically obedient personality, which does inspire a twinge of righteous anger on my part. But we can't neglect to give back to our community, and it seems the requests themselves aren't unreasonable, so I guess it doesn't quite rise to the level of unethical behavior on their part. Even so, if my assistance can slightly reduce Sachi's burden, I'll gladly lend a hand. Man, someone's making something downstairs. I'm smelling food, and I am getting pretty hungry. It's 9 p.m. When we arrive at the soccer field, which has been set up on a vacant lot not far from the ocean, the children have already begun to gather. There's even a few young primary schoolers still carrying their knapsacks, apparently having hurried here directly after school ended. As the group picks up on our arrival, there's a shout of, "Hey, it's Sachan!" And the children crowd around us in a relaxed, familiar way. From what Sachi told me, an individual named Sakaki-san, Sasaki-san, not Sakaki, had been coaching the town's soccer team, but his chronic lumbago intensified badly a little while ago. I don't know that disease. Interesting, lumbago. It seems he's been hospitalized for a good month now. During that time, she's apparently been acting as a stand-in supervisor when she has the chance. Sachi's first order of business is to blow on the whistle dangling around her neck, gathering the stragglers to us. Once the group is assembled, she begins to introduce me. Specifically, this is Kasami Yuji-san, a heartless monster of a coach here to ruthlessly beat some instruction into you. As the friendly smile I'd been planning freezes halfway to my face, my expression stiffens slightly, which in turn only acts to confirm her words. The children quietly gulp in terror.
それでは風見先生からありがたい訓示をいただきましょう。
And with that, Sachi turns to me and gives a short bow, then trots off toward the sideline benches, where she begins preparing the sports drinks and such. Okay, I didn't hear anything about coaching anyone, woman. But I keep my complaints to myself. I can't just back down now. Not with this group of children in their soccer uniforms standing at attention in front of me, waiting for my words with bated breath. I want you all to try and learn a few things from this match. First and foremost, the importance of adequate preparation. Somehow or other, I'm a team leader at the company, which means I've had subordinates under my command. I'm relatively experienced at giving instructions. The only way you're going to improve is through your own preparations, your own effort. Don't plan on getting better by learning from others. In the middle of a game, we didn't learn this yet, won't cut it. The only path that leads to competence is the one you forge yourself. A battle is all about the number of shots you've taken. In other words, the guy who's been practicing his shooting longer and more often is the one who's going to survive. You don't make split-second decisions consciously. It's all reflexes, and you get those through experience. Knowing what to do isn't enough. You need to drill it into your body. The guys who stop to think in the middle of the field die. You get the picture. I tried my best to offer them some vaguely plausible instructions, but I have some serious doubts about how much actually got across to them. And I suppose it's debatable how valuable the advice of a complete soccer amateur like myself could possibly be. Still, I do think the general principles are pretty nearly universal. The ball is your friend. Love your friend. Kick this stuffing out of your friend. I have no further instructions. Complete a thorough warm-up before the match begins. I conclude my little speech with a muddle of incoherent encouragement, but for some reason, the children all shout, "Yes, sir," enthusiastically. Within seconds, they begin performing energetic calisthenics routines.
さすがですね、風見さん。
Look, Sachi, I don't remember hearing anything about coaching. You kinda sprung that on me out of nowhere, you know?
すみません。ですが、風見さんならお任せできると確信しておりました。
Fine, but was the heartless monster bit really necessary? The kids were quivering in their cleats.
それもすみません。やはり現場には怖い人がいないと、どうしても子供たちの集中力が欠けてしまって、怪我をする子が増えてしまうんですよ。
You're a much more practical woman than I thought, Sachi. Not even my consent needed, huh? I see. So that's why you asked me to come along. A lack of tension gives rise to a lack of caution. When you're not concentrating, you're more likely to get injured. And when there's no clear top dog around, it's easier for pointless fights to break out among the pack. So it would seem that there's a need for me to assume the role of a scary person in order to keep the children attentive and appropriately cautious. In that case, there's a woman I remember all too well who should serve as a useful point of reference. I'm referring, of course, to my master, Kusakabe Asako. A truly scary person isn't someone who breaks out in fits of rage or attempts to intimidate others with spasms of meaningless violence. When she was teaching me the job, Asako would most often stand by my side and watch my performance in perfect silence. Every once in a while, she'd poke my head with a stick. If I missed it right or left, she'd jab me on the appropriate cheek. If my shot sailed high, she'd bring her stick down on the crown of my head with relish. Instead of speech, she communicated through the whip. Her little jabs were always sharp enough to make my eyes water. Honestly, it pissed me off at the time, but if I stayed focused on my task and hit my target, the stick never came my way. The most dangerous stage of learning your job isn't the beginning. It's when you start to move past the rookie mistakes and gain something resembling competence. There's a tendency to get overconfident and blunder carelessly in a... Where is it? In a big way, there we go. But even once Asako was no longer at my side, when I imagined her lurking watchfully nearby, my focus was always perfect. More often than not, human error is caused by simple carelessness. That's true. If giving the children a fierce glare from the sidelines can help eliminate that factor from this event, reducing the possibility of accidents or injuries, there's some value in me being here. The match raged on into the early evening. In the end, spurred on by my glowering attention, glowering? I think it's glowering. Mishima Cape's team proved triumphant. On the unfortunate side of things, one boy from the opposing team, visitors from a nearby town, tripped and fell, skinning his elbow and knee. But fortunately, both were minor scrapes, and he was able to return to the game immediately after being treated. After the match ended, we took part in a group barbecue that's apparently a post-game tradition. By the time that was over as well, the sun had already sunk halfway below the horizon. Aw man, barbecue sounds so good right now. Sorry about that, I was blowing my nose. I think you guys heard a tiny bit of it. I didn't mute the mic in time. Don't worry, Sachi. I love spending time with you. It's fine. Not like I had anything else to do. Glad to be of help. Having finished a cleanup at the barbecue and stowed the equipment in the storehouse next to the field, we returned the key to the town council and gave a quick report. It's already past 7. The children headed home before 6, which would mean we spent over an hour on the wrap-up. I don't even want to think about how long it would have taken Sachi by herself.
でも少し意外でした。風見さんはサッカーの経験があるのですか？
Not really. I do know the rules, but my only experience with the game would be what I picked up from PE lessons in elementary school.
そうなんですか？その割には何やら随分と達見した訓示をされていたようなので、私はてっきりサッカー経験の豊富なサック野郎なのだとばっかり。
The fuck? What? Hold on, what exactly is this sucked community supposed to be?
サッカーをする子供はサッカー少年ですよね。
Well, yeah, as long as you ask an American.
では、サッカーをする若者はサック野郎なのでは？
You're extremely wrong. Frighteningly so. Soccer and sucker are two very different words. But how can I explain the distinction without making things awkward?
たとえ風見さんがサック野郎でなかったとしても、傾聴に値する大変有意義な言葉だったと思います。
You think?
はい。例えば、転んで怪我をしてしまった相手チームの子がいたじゃないですか。自分の血を見て泣き出してしまったあの子に、風見さんはおっしゃいましたよね。
男が涙を見せていいのは財布を落とした時と母親が死んだ時だけだ。
I don't think you should cry when you lose your wallet, but okay. I do agree with the second one.
そして人知れず泣く時にも厳しい制限がある。涙は他人のために流せ。自分のために流していいのは汗だけだ。覚えておけ。
I guess that's true in a way. You don't really want to shed tears for yourself because that would be wallowing in self-pity.
実に力強いお言葉です。この小峰幸、心が震えてまたぐらが締める思いです。
You don't have to say the second part,
思わ
okay,
ず携帯を取り出
Sachi?
しておしめりなうとネット上でつぶやいてしまうところでした。
What are you talking about, Sachi? Stop! I forgot about this shit. I see. To be honest, I have no idea what to say to you at this point. A message. I take my private use cell phone from my breast pocket and check the screen. The email's from a certain Suo Amane and the contents.
今どこにいんの？ご飯用意できてるから早く帰っておいで。
The digital clock in the corner of the screen tells me it's comfortably past 7. Not surprising she'd wonder where I've gotten to. Crap, I forgot to get in touch with Amane.
あまねさんと何か約束があったのですか？
No, nothing like that. Probably just sent the message because I didn't show up at dinner time. Wants me back on the double. It's true that I forgot to tell Amani I'd be late, but it's not like she slipped my mind entirely. In fact, since I was planning to have dinner with Amani, I spent the whole barbecue with the soccer teams grilling meat instead of eating anything.
あまねさん、怒っていらっしゃいますか？
No, not a problem. I don't think she seems upset. I hand over my cell phone to Sachi to give her a look at Amani's message.
なるほどです。でも、もしあまねさんに怒られそうなら、全部私のせいにしてください。
You're kind of like Sakaki or Yumiko in that regard when we were helping with the books.
サチがあまりに可愛かったので、つい手を貸してしまった。悪いのは可愛すぎるサチなのだと。
Do I have to say it like that though? Sachi, my friend, are you familiar with the phrase pouring gasoline on a fire?
リニアブラ？磁力で胸が大きくなる新型の下着でしょうか？
I hear shitagi, isn't that like underwear? That's a bit of a stretch, and yet, I'm still not entirely confident you're trying to make a joke.
あ、風見さん、このメール、何やら画像が添付されているようですが。
Sachi reaches her hand to the cell phone screen and scrolls down. Is it gonna be that pic when she took the blowjob?
うわ、
And with a strange little grunt of surprise, her face instantly flushes red. What's up? Something wrong? Slightly concerned by Sachi's reaction, I pull my cell phone out of her hands and look at the screen. A truly outrageous image stares back at me. What a crazy girl.
というようなことが昨日ありまして、びっくりして思わず、わって言っちゃいました。
Yeah, I don't think I can actually edit that in. So dumb, Amane.
ああ、ごめんね。ちょっとしたシャレのつもりだったんだけど、あのメール見ちゃったんだ。
But yeah, Amane just showed us the picture with the blowjob, and Sachi saw it. Damn you, Amane!
返信はなかったし、ユージも何も言わなかったから見てないのかと思ってたよ。
Back during the time where we were still messaging without that stupid tick between our messages.
ねえねえ、それってどんな写真だったの？私にも見してよ。あんたには10年早いわよ。私と同い年のサッチンには見せたくせに納得いかねえのよ。さっちゃんには見せたんじゃなくて見られちゃったの。とにかくダメ。なんだよそれ。ちょっとお兄ちゃんの彼女の座を射止めたグレーで随分と上からだな。私だって女なのよ。穴っぽこの見してくんねえなら自分で試すぞ。いいのか？
Makina's crazy, dude.
自分で試すってどうする気よ。んなもん、ど 廊下の自販機の横にしゃがんで口開けて待ってりゃ、そのうちお兄ちゃんが小銭握りしめてやってくるのよさ。あの年頃の男だぞ。自販機の横で口開けてしゃがんでる女を見れば、おお、こんなところに口コキ自販機があるじゃねえか。
What is
式
wrong
番だ
with
かと
you?
思えば、
What is wrong with you?
私に100円玉を握らせた後、おもむろにズボンを下ろしてくわえさせるに決まってるのよ。
There's something clearly wrong with you, Makina.
いや、ないから、そういうこと。
おお、随分と余裕だね、あんまね。しかし本当にないかな。ないと言い切れるのか
ないわよ。
な。そうか。では試してみようじゃないのよさ。さっち、これを。
サインペン。これで何をするの、マキちゃん。
お
私のほっぺたに書いてほしいのよさ。右の方には一発100円、左の方にはごっくん OK と。
いいけど、これ油性だよ。
構うものか。さあ書くのよさ。
こらこらこらこら、やめなさいって。どんなプレーよそれ。
プレイじゃないのよ。少女の好奇心に対する抑圧が生み出す暴走なのよさ。
バカな真似はやめなさい。おっと、うるさいわよあんたたち。今が何の時間か分かってるの？お昼の時間ですね。
そうな、ご飯な。
それ
Oh,
が
sorry.
何？
She was done. Man, I was sleepy, but Makina's antics are so insane, I swear. Made me actually wake up again.
なんでどいつもこいつも不思議そうな顔して私を見んのよ。食事の時間にチンコにマッコだつぶ濡れだフルボッキだってやかましいっつってんのよ。誰もそこまでは言っていないような気がしますが。
何を興奮してんのよさ。
会話に混ぜてほしいなら素直にそう言えばいいのに。ああ、もう誰もそんなこと言ってないでしょ。いうか、お昼食べてる時にそういう下の話をする？そういうのは合コンの二次会とかで言ってくれるかな。すみません。よりによってお昼のおかずが極太フランクフルトソーセージの時にフェラチオだの口内射精だのと大変お聞き苦しいお話を。
Yes, Sachi, yes.
おお、これはまた立派なソーセージなのよさ。ねえ、あまねえ、これってお兄ちゃんのとどっちが太い？
Can we get over this, Makina? Can we just, like, swing past this conversation?
どれどれ？口に入れてみないとわかんないかも。やめなさいよもう！ビッチか！ビッチですが何か？言い切られた！もうなんなのよこのエロエロ空間！つかなんで誰も止めないのよ。ユージは？ユミコは？ストッパーの連中はどこ行ったのよ。はい、榊さんは都内の私大へ経済学の聴講に、風見さんは学園長さんと一緒にテレビの取材に行かれました。はあ？テレビ？何の番組よ？確か地方民放局のローカル番組で日本の教育を語るとかなんとか。風見さんは学園長さんの付き添いという形だそうです。何よ付き添いって？なんで有事なわけ？うちの学園長さんは若くして不相応な地位を手に入れられたことでやっかみも多いですし、護衛のようなものかと。
楽屋でセックスしてるとこスクープされなきゃいいけどな。
しないから。有事は私で十分満足してるから。
ほい、そいつはどうかな。男ってのは結構わがままなのよ。あまねえのパッツンパッツンの若い肉体も欲しつつ、チズチズのいい感じにやれた女の体を求めても不思議じゃないし、時 時には青い果実のごとき私のような肉体を欲することも。
I wonder if they actually put in the loot jokes in the version I was playing before this. Because this definitely is a lot like over the top compared to what we saw in Machina's route. I mean, in Machina's route, sure, there were lots of kissing and all that, and some dirty jokes, but this is getting insane. What the fuck?
そして時には従順なメイドをいじめてヒーヒー言わせてみたいと思っている可能性がなきにしもあらず。
ぐぐさっちゃん、あなたまで。
Et tu, Sachan? Et tu?
だからなんですぐそっちの方に話が進むの。食ってる時にチンコの話すんな。もう知らない。私よそいて食べる。ついてこないでよね。
あ、みちる様、どちらへ？
うるしゃーって。うるしゃーってのはうるしい干渉と何か関係がないでしょっていうか、うるしい干渉って何？
第二次世界大戦における連合国軍の重要拠点です。というか、みちる様のことを放っておいていいのでしょうか。
まあ悪いことしたとは思うけどいいんじゃない？ついてくんなって言ってるし。いいのか？あいつ絶対隠れてフェラの練習するよ。お弁当のフランクフルト使って。
Stop, Mach! You're crazy!
つまり勘違いしないでよねとか言いつつもベロベロと舐め回す練習をするわけだよね。
Damn, Amane made everyone into freaking sluts, man. What are they talking about during lunchtime?
キモいのよさ。後でこっそり見に行って間の気なヘラ顔を写真に撮ってやろうよ。
You're such a bad person, Machina.
あんたらあれか？鬼の子か？で、結局写真は見してくんないの？だってさすがにね。
ですが何でもかんでも良くないものとして奪い上げるのは教育者の怠慢だとも言いますよ。教育者の管理のもと、これは良くないものだと正しく自己認識させるのが教育だと風見さんもおっしゃっていました。
そもそも下のものには禁止しておきながら自分たちだけこっそり楽しむなんてのは悪徳宗教の教祖のやり口なのよさ。マキナの教育によくねえよ、そういうの。いや、なんていうかちょっと恥ずかしいのよね。おう、リッチとは思えぬ気弱な発言なのよさ。まあいいじゃん。高額のためにちょっと見るだけなのよ。さっちゃんには見られちゃったしな。仕方がないか。ちょっとだけよ。
Alright, this part's probably gonna cut by a couple of seconds if they show the thing again.
おう、ちょっとだけ先っぽだけな。
先っぽはあまねさんの口の中だから見えないよ、マキちゃん。
Stop, Sachi.
どれどれ。うわ、なんじゃこりゃ。がっぷり加えてるのよさ。
Okay, that one is actually a-okay. And isn't it supposed to be the other way around? The hell? Machina can't see that.
えぐ、汁まみれえぐ。つかっくろ。よくこんなの加えたのよさ。信じらんねえのよさ。いや、なんていうか、好きな人のだったら平気っていうか、むしろ
むしろ美味しすぎてよだれが止まらなかったと。
私結構好きかも、ペラチオ。マジでか？え、どんな味？美味しいの？ユージの味。わかんねえ。何それ？松茸的な風味？いや、全然違う。っていうか、もういいでしょ？携帯返して。なんだろう。そっか。あまね、もう処女じゃねえのな。 ちょっと遠くに行かれたような気がするのよさ。そんなこと別にね。マキナだっていつかは経験することだし、そんな焦らなくても。おう、今上から物言ったな。恋愛上級者気取りか、恋愛情報発信記事か、それでタイガーガールのつもりか。おう、そんな言い方しなくったって。そりゃさ、学園で唯一の男子を食っちゃったんだし、ちょっと悪いことしたかなって思ってるけどさ。大丈夫ですよ。なんだかんだ言っても結局は誰もあまねさんを恨んだりなんかしていません。こうして私やマキちゃんがあまねさんをいじるのも、結局風見さんはあまねさんを選ぶであろうということを認めているからですよ。じゃあ聞くけど、もしユージがさっちゃんのこと抱きたいって言ってきたらどうすんの？それはほら、うぐって言った。何うぐって。もし私が OK 出したらユージに少女をあげちゃうんじゃないの？風見さんがどうしてもとおっしゃるのなら差し上げます。マキナ？なんなのよさ。あんたはどうする？もしユージが処女くれって言ってきたら。
What is this discussion, Amane? My god. How did it come to this?
そりゃねえ、あまねの男を寝取るのも悪いし、多分あまねには内緒にするのよってちゃんと言うと思うのよ。なんて油断のならない子たちなの、あんたたち。いやー、出ちゃいますね。言っておくけど褒めてないからね。平気なのよ。お兄ちゃんはああ見えて臆病者だから。あまねがいるのに他の女に手を出すほど度胸はないし、自分がされて嫌なことは人にはしない男なのよさ。ですね。というか、いくら私たちが迫ったところで面倒くさいと言って全てスルーされてしまうような気がします。そうかな。でもユージだって男だし。あまねはお兄ちゃんの彼女のくせしてお兄ちゃんのことあんま分かってねえのな。
Words of insight from Makina. Interesting.
戦場はセックスより安全だとか言っちゃうような男が浮気なんかするわけねえのよ。案外彼女になって距離が詰まると見えなくなる部分なのかもしれませんね。なんか急に不安になってきた。女として穴の数は同じ。
Not wrong, but I don't think we judge women by that. Or guys for that matter.
確かにその通りよね。じゃあ私とこの子たちの違いは何だろう。
Personality?
この子たちになくて私が持っているもの、父かな。あ、そうか、それだ。その手があったわ。
That's the first thing that you thought of, eh, Amane? Dear God.
なんかまたくったらねえこと思いつきやがったな。まあいいよ、突っ込まないでおくから。また写真撮ったら見してね。
you're crazy, Makina.
どうしよう。私ってもしかして天才？聞いてないみたいだよ、マキちゃん。なんだろうな、もう。
2 hours after my classmate's supremely vulgar conversation, I returned to the school with Chizuru. I was never really into vulgar conversations. Like, I had that back when I was in elementary school. But after that, it was kind of weird talking that vulgarly. Currently, I'm not denying my own, I'm a guy and sometimes we are kind of horny at times, and I'm not denying that girls are also the same. But it just feels not fun for me personally to talk like that in a way. currently, I'm receiving a hospitable cup of coffee in her office. Did you really even need a bodyguard today?
まあそうね。結果的には必要なかったのかもしれないけど、あなたがいてくれたことで少しは格好がついたというところかしら。この年で独り身だと何かと考える人も多くてね。話し合いのテーマとは別の方向に会話を持ち込もうとするインタビューも多いし。
So you wanted to walk into the studio with a young man in tow for the sake of your image.
ありていに言っちゃえばそういうことになるのかな。
Buying men just to show off like a new handbag, huh? Must be nice living at the top.
あなたまでそういうこと言う？はい、もういい。
Thanks. Quite the fragrant cup of hohi. Something wrong?
コーヒーです。ちょっといい感じだけじゃない。どうしてあなたはそうやって意地の悪いことばかり言うの？
Maybe if you got the marbles out of your mouth, people wouldn't take you for a pushover and ask you rude questions on live television. Just a thought.
このふにゃふにゃは生まれつきです。あなたにはちゃんとお給金を払っているんだから、もっと御用主を敬いなさい。
Please do excuse my impoliteness, mistress. Goodness gracious, whatever am I to do with this young lady? True enough, my escort duty today was compensated at a fair wage, but that naturally passed through the company, meaning Ichigaya, JB, and the taxman all get their cut. So my actual take-home pay amounted to a mere 2,500 yen for a full day's work. God, that is like nothing. I mean, in a third world country, sure, that's not bad, but in Japan? Full day's work, 2,500 yen? It's like 20 bucks! Of course, Chizuru is a friend, so the money isn't a big deal. I wouldn't have objected to doing the job for free. But as a professional, I'm contractually obligated to pick up whatever money I can for my services. The mission itself was hardly objectionable either, but after being forced into a Gaultier suit, carted off to some high-class salon? Usually isn't it saloon? Salon to have my hair slicked down with gel. Then having some trendy Fiorucci eyeglasses with fake lenses pushed on my head. I'll be damned if I'm going to talk to the woman out like I'm her butler on top of it all. Incidentally, how much longer will you be requiring my services for this little game of house, mistress? I'd really like to get out of this crappy tie sometime soon.
あら、よく似合っているわよ。もう少しいいじゃない。
I was trying to avoid saying this since it would be pretty irritating to have you think I'm whipped already. But to be honest, I want to avoid spending too much time alone with women.
あらまあ、一応私も女扱いされていたのね。でも、どうして？
I'm a man in a relationship, somehow or other. I don't want to make Amane pointlessly anxious if I can help it.
あらあら、まあまあ、女なんて関係ねえよみたいなやんちゃ気取りかと思っていたのに、意外とそういうところで小心なのね。
That's right. I'm a coward by nature. I think that's what kept me alive so far. Cowards have a good nose for danger, and when they catch the scent, they avoid it like the plague. The rank of hero might sound nicer, but you only get there through posthumous promotion. I'll pass for now. There are only 3 things worth sacrificing your life for: your country, your friends, or your woman. And if you're willing to die for your woman, you damn well shouldn't go around making her unhappy. I don't really believe in the country part, but I think the friend and the woman part is a-okay. I would substitute country for like family. Amane reminds me of my mother in some ways. She puts up a bold front, but at heart, she's pretty timid. Might act tough, but she'll fall to pieces if she tries to keep everything inside. Troublesome sort of woman, really. If you let her be for too long, she'll get cranky. But if you give her too much attention, it'll just make her all the more anxious. For the moment, I'm letting her do what she pleases. Hopefully we'll eventually get more comfortable together. But right now, we're still at kind of a sounding out phase. I don't want to give her any reason to feel uneasy.
なんて無縁だぜみたいな顔して、結構真面目に考えてるのね。
Well, I can't deny I'm completely inexperienced with this sort of thing. My closest point of reference is working with a partner in a squad, so I'm approaching it more or less the same way.
あなた、学校の先生なんてどう？意外と向いているかもしれないわよ。
No thanks. I've got enough headaches as is, thanks. I chose a job I can do alone precisely because I'm not cut out for managing a group.
それにしても少し意外かな。スオさんのこと本気なのね。
I'm still uncertain just how seriously I can take this relationship. But it's exactly because we're at that tentative stage that I'm not being half-assed about the details.
仕事はどうするつもり？
That's a big part of the uncertainty I just mentioned.
だから学校の先生は？うちの学園なら隠れ蓑として申し分ないじゃない。
Is that a serious offer?
あなたが本気なら私も本気で考えるわよ。
I'll think about it. Not an unattractive proposal, to be sure. Chizuru is well acquainted with my circumstances, so working at her school wouldn't create any awkward problems or conflicts with my main occupation. Even if I were to be suddenly called to my side job, it's perfectly possible to cancel a lecture or bring in a substitute teacher. And that training camp that runs 10 days a year should be easy enough to fit into one of the long seasonal vacations that come with being an educator. To be honest, I can't predict how long my relationship with Amane will last. But nevertheless, some serious thought about our possible future together might be called for. Just as I'm beginning to lose myself in serious contemplation of these matters, I encountered a woman in question sitting at the side of the hallway with an idiotic grin on her face. All of a sudden, it all feels ridiculous. Hey, you! Why are you sitting down in the hallway, stricken by a sudden stomachache?
違うよ。
Trying to hold in a violent urge to shit?
なんでそうなる？
Don't tell me you've already soiled yourself.
だからなんでそうなるかな。いいからこれ読んでみ。
What? Amani's seated next to the row of vending machines, her bottom flat on the floor and her knees bent in front of her. There's a small sketchbook in her hands. And when I lean over to read the words, I'm expecting dumb shit from Amane. Titty fuck, 100 yen. Coming into cleavage, okay. The message induces a moment of mild dizziness. Pinching the bridge of my nose, I take a deep breath, then address Amane in a carefully calm tone of voice. Look, Amane.
何そう？
Were you under the impression that my reaction to reading the sign would be, I don't know, what's this? A titty fuck vending machine? Lucky me! Here goes! Followed by grabbing some change and pulling down my pants in the middle of the hallway?
ああ、そうだよね。有事ならタダでいいよ。
That's not the damn problem here!
うわ、びっくり。そんな大声出さんでも。
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to yell, but can you just stand up already? Having a conversation like this is really awkward, alright?
あ、うん。なんか怒ってる？
Look, Amane. No, Amane-san. I have something to say to you.
うん。
I, Kazami Yuji, am not the composed, cool, and confident man you apparently think I am. To be perfectly honest, I was just moments ago worrying myself fairly seriously over my future with you, and what path I should pursue in life. In other words, I was earnestly pondering the possibility of forming a family with you.
それは本気で？
Yeah, seriously. You may have misunderstood things somewhat, but this Kazami Yuji individual you've entangled yourself with has a surprisingly strong sense of responsibility. I pulled you into my life for my own selfish satisfaction, so I feel obligated to give you something more than sadness and regret. I'm not sure what to do yet, but I've been thinking it over. When the time comes, I want you to look back and think, I was right to choose this man. I want you to be happy we were together. I'm reconsidering my very way of life in the hope I can make that happen. And then I get teeny fuck 100 yen in the hallway. Can you perhaps imagine what I experienced upon reading this? Allow me to express it in words. My god, am I seriously racking my brains over this ridiculous crap? I thought my legs were going to give out from under me. You understand?
ごめん。
To be honest, I'm not the good man you might have been imagining you'd end up with. But I'm trying very hard to become something like one. And here you're giving me a casual prostitute machine act. Makes me feel pretty ridiculous about the whole thing. You see where I'm coming from here?
それはわかるような気もするけど、私だって必死なんだよ。こんな女だらけの学園に男が一人ハーレム状態じゃん。そんな中でさ、ちょっとおっぱいが大きいだけの私が貴重な男子を射止めたわけだよ。射止めたって言えば聞こえはいいけど、要は一番最初に唾つけたってだけで、私だって不安なんだよ。他の女の子に言い寄られてついフラフラっと抱いちゃったりして、あ、やっぱこっちの子の方が具合いいなって思われたら、それこそ私なんて便利な飯炊き女で終わっちゃうわけじゃん。だから私が他の女の子に負けない部分って言ったら、おっぱいかなってそう思ったわけで、だったらその武器を利用しない手はないってそう思ったわけで。
Man, Amane wasn't wrong when she said she's not that smart, was she?
だからこうして恥ずかしいの我慢してユージのために勇気を出したのに、それを否定されちゃったら私どうすればいいのか全然わかんないよ。
Amane.
ユージはおっぱい嫌い？
No, can't say I do. To be honest, I love them.
だったらいいじゃん。私だって不安なんだよ。これまで男の子と付き合ったことなんてないから、どうすればいいのかなんて私全然わかんないんだよ。だから他の女の子に真似できない部分でアピールできたらなって、それでユージが喜んでくれたらなって、ただそれだけなんだよ。本当だよ。
I see. No human action is devoid of meaning. Even tactics that seem utterly absurd are motivated by some sort of logic. I know that all too well from my time in the field. But today, I got too caught up in my own worries and lost sight of that. Instead of looking at Amane's admittedly silly actions with the open mind and tolerance they deserved, I broke into an egotistical, insensitive lecture. Sorry, Amane. I'm still an immature brat sometimes. I mean, I think understanding everything takes a lot of effort, you know? And I doubt anyone with their right mind, at least, would understand that what Amane is trying to do is actually appeal to you in a way like that. You'd have to be some sort of, what, psychic. I've given the situation some careful thought, but I can only think of one thing to say. You might be a little let down by my unoriginality, but at least hear me out. Amane, I love you, alright? I really do. Very much.
本当？
I'm not going to lie at a time like this. I mean, it'd be nice if you could trust me on that without having to ask, honestly.
嬉しい、ユージ。
Maybe you'll take this the wrong way and start up with the "he totally shot me down" or "my pride as a woman's in tatters" crap again, but I've got my pride as a man too, you know? I don't mind being mocked. But when somebody says, that guy's got nothing but tits on the brain, if I were to let it go, I'd be tacitly agreeing that the woman I fell in love with is a worthless idiot who just happened to be blessed with a nice rack. Okay, yeah, ignoring the whispers of society sounds very noble and all that, but I'm not going to put up with that kind of insult, even if it's coming out of your mouth. Point being, Amane, there's no need for you to play the slut to the point of humiliating yourself. You can be a little more confident than that. You understand what I'm telling you?
全然。
Why not?
なんか難しいこと言われてもそんなのわかんないよ。結局ユージは私のこと好きなんでしょ？
I don't think that's the only thing that matters, Amane, but I guess. I just told you, didn't I? Don't make me repeat myself.
ユージ照れてるの？
Of course I'm embarrassed. Anybody would be.
ねユージ
What now? Don't yank on my sleeve like that. What's with that smirk? You're like a cocky dog demanding a walk.
いいからこっち来てね
We're gonna get that tit fuck, aren't we? Damn you, Amane! Hey, don't pull on me, woman!
ねキスしていいよね。
Remember what I said about this music? Damn it, Amane! This is partially the reason why I also dislike Amane, probably. So many sex scenes that I feel very much, you know, makes her too much of a slut, in my opinion. Look, you!
ユージ大好きだよ。何でもしてあげる。ほら脱いで。あ、ごめん待って。脱がしてあげる。っていうか脱がさせろ。
Gotta say though, Amane's route is actually good. It's just that as a character, I very much dislike Amane. Ugh, this woman's a runaway sex train.
ねえ、おっぱい見る？っていうか見ろ。ほら、マローンってね。
Barubli?
丸くて大きいのがポローンの略。はい、マローン。
I'm not sure what jubbly is supposed to mean, but big and round I can't deny.
だろ？ほら、こっちおいで。おっぱいでしてあげるよ。
Ugh, this is completely idiotic, but I'm unable to resist. Why?
ユージは真面目に考えすぎなんだよ。私は別に便利な女でもいいんだよ。
You say that, but you're also being anxious if I were to hit it off with another woman. You're just full of... what is it? Contradictions, Amane. Okay, but... down, woman!
もう痛い。何すんのよ。
Snap out of it, Amane. You're under the influence of some malevolent spirit. Come to your senses.
はあ？いや、私普通だよ。全然。
Are we back, YouTube? My god, you are such a slut, Amane. No, you've been possessed by the ghost of some rabbit slut. There's no other possible explanation for this sudden transformation.
急にエロいこと言い出したからびっくりしたんだ。
Be gone from Amane. I won't let you take her. I won't let you take the woman I love.
ああ、嬉しいけどね。そうじゃなくて本に書いてあったんだよ。
What?
先々月だったかな。タイガーガールの年下の彼氏特集ってのにね、今一つ奥手な装飾系ツンデレ男子には応用力が重要って書いてあってね。
Is this going to be a long story?
まあそうだね。ちょっと長くなるかも。
Okay, how about you put your tits away first? If someone sees us like this, the worst case scenario has me carted off to a jail cell.
あ、ティッシュどこに置いたっけ？
It's right there, next to the vending machine. Hold on, you had a box of moist towelettes standing by? You were totally serious about this from the start.
蓋が開かないよ。ねえお兄ちゃん、これ開けて。
You're not a child! Oh my god, I don't know how to think about Amane, man. Not even Natsumi's voice can save you, Amane.
開いた。っていうかなんでぶつの？マキナやさっちゃんとは扱いが違うくない？
Well, yeah, because they're actually younger than me.
年齢差別だよそれ。なんだよ、女は年上だぞ。本当だぞ。
Shut up and towel down those slimy udders.
知る父ってひどいな。ユージがベトベトにしたのにさ。
Yeah, my bad. Come here, I'll clean you off.
そんなに強く吹いたら乳首立っちゃうよ。
They already are, you know.
だから言いたいってば、乳首引っ張らないで伸びるやんか。
damn, these things are huge. I don't think they'd even fit in my hand without overflowing.
いいだろう。しかもね、他の子より柔らかいんだよ。ほら、ぽよぽよしてるでしょ。
Bet they'll go saggy early though.
そうならないように筋トレしてます。つうか、筋トレしてなかったらもうとっくに垂れてるっつうの。
I doubt you're gonna sag at the age you're at right now, Amane. Not sure what's gonna happen when you're like 30 something. Right. Like squeezing a tennis ball between your hands in front of your chest in the bath or whatever.
なんで知ってんの？
JB used to do it as well. Seems it's actually somewhat effective. Don't quote Yuji on that. Don't do that, okay? Don't do what you see on a freaking eroge. I mean, I doubt females actually watch me, but if you guys are a female, don't do stupid crap like this. I doubt there's actually any research that's done to do this show, to do any, you know. There's no research backing this shit up.
へえ、JB さんがね。へえ、あの人もパイオツでかいもんね。そうなんだ。
Do you really have to sulk every time I mention another woman?
だって。
You're better than the rest of them put together.
ありがとう。嬉しいけど、そないめんどくさそうに言わんでも。
But anyway, god damn are these things big. How many tissues is this going to take? These tits are bad for the environment.
もういいよ。じゃあ今度は私がきれいにしてあげる。はい。
Get your mouth off my dick!
なんで？年上女のお掃除フェラだよ。嬉しくね？
Regrettably, I can't deny it. Damn you, Yuji.
じゃあいいよ。ほら、きれいに。
Whatever happened to the abstinence thing you were talking about, Yuji? Ah!
ごめん、今なんかザーメンが気管に入る。
Are you cuffing up a hairball down there or what? Ugh. This is no good. Getting more idiotic by the day.
私が？
I'm talking about myself. I'm rolling right along with this crap like some hormone-addled simpleton. The hell is wrong with me?
男の人って射精の後冷静になるって本に書いてあったけど本当なんだ。
Give me the name of that magazine and the address of the publisher. I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
まあまあそう興奮しないで。ほらおちんちん、じゃなかった。チッポきれいになったよ。
I'm telling you, I seriously don't give a shit what you call it.
そんでどこまで話したっけ？
Oh, Mane, I'm going to hate you so much by the end of this route, aren't I? In what?
だからタイガーガールの話。
I don't know. Also, I don't care. I hope their office burns to the goddamn ground.
ひどいこと言うな。若い子に人気あるんだよ。結構勉強になるのに。
Including such valuable advice as make sure to keep up a constant chorus of the word cock during titty sex, I assume?
そう。強気なオラオラ男子には嫌がっているふりをしなさい。今一つ冷めてる低血圧男子には積極的にって書いてあったんだよ。
So you've got me pegged as a lizard boy, do you?
だってユージなんか妙に落ち着いてるしガツガツしてないから低血圧寄りなのかなと。
Burn that damn magazine right now. I just don't get it. She's beyond casual about all this. Is this just how young people are these days? I mean, I know I've lived a life pretty well removed from the mainstream of modern society. I've only recently come down from the mountain into something vaguely resembling the normal world. Even so, it's not like I was on Mars or anything. I hadn't expected a culture shock quite this extreme. Hedonistic, playful sex, using our bodies as toys for a constant stream of sensual gratification. Perhaps such uninhibited pleasure-seeking should be indulgently tolerated as a privilege of youth. But from my perspective, it feels like something like coming home from Vietnam, only to have a dirty hippie hurl shit on my uniform. But more importantly, no matter how lightly Amane may approach our relationship, I can't allow myself to be equally casual. Freedom isn't a license for irresponsibility. For that reason, I don't think I can put off this discussion any longer. And with that, I am actually gonna end the episode right here. I can't believe we almost ended the episode on a freaking H scene. I blame you on this, Amane. God. Actual 2 H scenes in a single episode.
セーブしますか？
This is why... yeah, Amane... oh... I don't know how to feel about Amane, dude. I mean, like I said, as a character, I don't dislike her too much, but when you do her route, she gets really dumb. And her route reveals something that makes me really dislike her as a character. That you guys will see in the next like 10 hours. So gonna take a while. But alright, enough about that. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. You can go to the Patreon if you want to see the uncut version. There's 2 sex scenes for you guys to enjoy if you want that. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to. New videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.